Welcome to Nottingham, Queen of the Midlands. It's known as the City of Caves, and you can see why. But there's a lot more to it than just caves. It's a vibrant city with lots going on. Let's start with the market square, the heart of the city and a meeting place for citizens and traders alike for over 1,000 years. The splendid council house at one end of the square is guarded over by its two iconic stone lions, Agamemnon and Menelaus. Meet you at the left line is a frequently heard call for dating couples in the city. And having met, what better thing to do than to take the new tramway and to go to visit one of Nottingham's most famous annual events, the Nottingham Goose Fair. This has been running, with very few interruptions, for over 700 years, and it draws thousands of visitors to the city at the beginning of October every year. Originally a giant market, it is now just a huge fun fair for everyone. In the 19th century, Nottingham was the centre of the world lace industry and a very prosperous city. This gave rise to some wonderful buildings being built, and among the architects that designed them were two particular ones. The first, Thomas Chambers Hind. The splendid lace factory built for the Thomas Adams Company in the 1850s is a particularly striking example of this man's work. The building is now used as part of Nottingham College. Watson Fothergill, who used to be known as Fothergill Watson, also left some wonderful buildings around the city. This one is opposite the castle, and this was designed for what became the NatWest Bank. Nottingham is a city steeped in history. Just to the right of the castle gates is the spot where King Charles started the Civil War when he raised his standard against the Parliament forces. And of course, there is always Robin Hood, without whom there would be hardly any tourist industry in Nottingham at all. Some of Nottingham's historical attractions, of course, have a continuing attraction for local people and for visitors as well. We have many pubs, many of them dating back to the Middle Ages. The trip to Jerusalem is probably the most famous of them all. And the Old Angel Inn has seen visitors as disparate as Dick Turpin the Highwayman and more recently the Arctic Monkeys and Kasabian. There are, of course, more modern pubs as well. In fact, a wide range of watering holes of one sort or another. The city has got probably the widest selection of top-class sporting activities outside of the capital. Two great football teams, of course, Nottingham Forest and Notts County. And of course, just across Trent Bridge is one of the most famous cricket grounds in the world. And in front of the cricket ground is the very famous Trent Bridge Inn. This is how it looked 100 years ago, and this is how it looks today. Torval and Dean are two of Nottingham's most famous sporting heroes. Their Olympic gold medal success led to the forming of the National Ice Centre in Nottingham, where the British international skating team is trained. It's also home to the Nottingham Panthers, the local ice hockey side. Nottingham also has the National Water Sports Centre, where the British Olympic rowing and kayaking teams have trained to great success over the years. It's thrilling stuff. The arts are also well catered for in Nottingham with two great theatres. The Nottingham Playhouse is a producing theatre, making all its own productions. A recent major success was The Madness of George III, starring Mark Gatiss.
I am the King of England! No, sir. You are the patient!
The Playhouse is also home to the Sky Mirror, a great piece of public art by Anish Kapoor. The lovely Victorian Theatre Royal hosts touring companies, operas and ballet. And the attached Royal Concert Hall seats over 2,500 people. Just outside the city centre is a wonderful Woollerton Hall, a 16th century prodigy house, which was recently home to one of the Batman films. So there you have it, a city with an awful lot to offer. We've really only scratched the surface. Why don't you come and find out some more? Goodbye for now.